All right, so let me actually go back. I'm gonna play this Bill Maher clip for y'all if I have it. So it was Bill Maher and Neil deGrasse Tyson. This is a scientist giving this information. So obviously, we're gonna hold them in high regards, and their word is gonna be worth more than y'all listening to my word, right? So let's take a listen.
Inequity between male and female athletes is the result not of inherent biological differences between the sexes, but of biases in how they are treated in sports. That's nuts. And it sure ain't scientific, and it's in Scientific American. And that's why the Democrats lost the election.
All right, so we're going to play it one more time, and then we're going to play it through, because I want y'all to see Neil deGrasse Tyson's response. He tries to take the conversation elsewhere. Neil deGrasse, this was the same person that was saying that there could be a whole bunch of different genders and all this stuff. I don't know what gets in people's minds, and that's why I really think that this past election was more of a cultural type of thing. People talked about policies, but I think it was more just a cultural reflection of a lot of people who typically may go one way, starting to just see like, nah, y'all are doing too much. It's getting too, like, if we got to argue about boys playing sports against women and people not understanding why that's crazy, or if we got to debate whether or not boys or drag queens should be reading books to kids, whatever culture, I don't know who's pushing this. I don't know if it's George Soros. I don't know what is going on. But there's a small percentage of people that seem to have a lot of power and impact in our culture. And to me, it shows up when you have very intelligent people saying nonsensical things or just not making sense, in my opinion. So
between male and female athletes is less than a year ago. Inequity between male and female athletes is the result not of inherent biological differences between the sexes, but of biases in how they are treated in sports. That's nuts. And it sure ain't scientific, and it's in Scientific American. And that's why the Democrats lost the election. It's true.
Bill, every 20 minutes on your platform, you come up with another reason why the Democrats lost. You already have the answer. They lost the election. So anything you say is why they did it.
First of all, you don't watch this show, so you don't know that. I know you don't, and it's okay. But you talk as if you do, and you fucking don't. And that's okay. Just don't bullshit me. That's the one thing people can't ever do on this show is bullshit me. And that's fine. But I don't say that. I have very good reasons. But engage with the idea here. What I'm asking is, Scientific American is saying, basically, that the reason why an WNBA team can't beat the Lakers is because of societal bias.
What you're saying is not Scientific American says that. An editor for Scientific American says that, who no longer has the job. So don't indict 100.
Bro, let me just play it out.
70-year-old magazine because somebody.
Okay, this is called Scientific American, and they're printing something
because someone enters the cesspool that is social media and then participates in that exchange. So
why can't you
let's
just
talk about science?
So I'm not sure if Bill Maher said it or if we missed it, but they lost their job for something totally else, different, like a year later. Like, they put out this article saying what he just said, and there was no back, like they didn't get in trouble. They lost their job because they had like a back and forth on like X or something like that about something totally different. So he's using that as an excuse, saying, oh, well, they're not there anymore. No. When they were there, how did this even be printed? How was it printed? And how was there not anything said like after that to say like, hold up, nah, like we don't all agree with this. It's like, come on, this is the type of stuff where if y'all really believe that, then maybe y'all should reach out to some of these domestic violence platforms that advocate for women and say like, hey, it's fair game. Fair game. You want to fight your dude? Fight your dude. You do want to fight a woman? Then we'll treat it just like a man fighting a guy. There's a reason why we look at things the way we look at them. And this is another thing where it's like, and obviously I don't want anybody clipping this up saying that I said something. I was obviously just using that to make a point. We are different. We are different. Men and women are totally different. There's a reason why I would bet every dollar I have that I could go out and make a WNBA team tomorrow. And if y'all tempt me, then maybe I'll just identify as a woman tomorrow and go try out for the WNBA. And just to prove it to y'all that I will make that team. But I'm not doing that. But my question for the people that think like this, and a lot of these, I think we saw it there was a video where they were talking about trans people and whatnot. And I think we even discussed it before, where it's like there's a group of people that believe that trans women, men that transition to be women, are women. No, you're a man that transitioned to be something similar to a woman. And if you believe that, all the people that believe that, then tell Brittany Griner, tell a lot of these other butch, husky, manly looking trans athletes in the WNBA to go play against Bron and Anthony Davis. And if they don't make the team, then they can't go to the WNBA because they're now men, because trans men are men, right? It's these inconsistent arguments. Like, science is supposed to be, it's supposed to make sense. You're supposed to figure out this that helps you figure out that. But if you start on a shaky foundation, which it seems like we're at right now, who knows where all this stuff is going to go. But let's play just a part of it back. And then we'll
American,
finish up.
and they're printing something
because someone enters the cesspool that is social media and then participates in that exchange. So
why can't you
let's talk about science?
Why can't you just say this is not scientific and scientific Americans should do better?
Well, does she still have her job?
No, not because of this. I said the scandal is not her tweet. The scandal,
Because that was like a year ago, was it? Which one was a year ago?
I think a year ago, women still couldn't beat men in basketball or any other sport. And it wasn't because of society. You don't see a problem.
By the way,
here?
long-distance swimming, women might actually have the advantage. You can look into that.
I'm competitive.
Yeah.
I saw
Maybe
you
long
write that
distance
comment
swimming.
earlier.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Just
Why is a scientist this much influenced by culture to the point where they will get on national TV and just sound stupid? This sounds crazy. This you can ask a 5-year-old, a 10-year-old, if like this is where we are. This is where we are. And this is why a lot of people may not be trusting science. But then we'll be quick to judge RFK Jr. because he wants to call out the Food and Drug Administration for putting chemicals in our food. And we'll make up all these things about him. I don't know. Yeah, talk to me. And we're going to move on to a different video. But yeah, say it loud so everybody hears.
So look at this. It just speaks to the type of world we're living in right now. And the way big pharma in these places are just worried about money and not actually about, people living the way they should be. They rather spend money in scientific dollars on figuring out a way to turn a man into a woman.
Yeah.
Instead of spending that time and money on
y'all let me know. Can y'all hear him?
Why people are homeless, why people are, mentally ill, and these things that really should be attacked with funds, because that's what helps a lot of these things. But they rather spend money on worrying about how to turn a man into a woman and a woman into a man. That's where that's where this money is going.
Yeah.
These tax dollars, and that's what
Our tax dollars.
Like that's where it's going. Into figuring out how to turn a man into a woman and a woman into a man,
right.
Not how to get someone better mentally, how to get, how to figure out how to get these people off the streets.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
It's crazy.
We talked about it before where it's like we talked about it before where it's like we have a physical health crisis, obesity crisis, mental health crisis, spiritual crisis. Like we have all these issues, and look at the things that we focus on. Look at the things that we prioritize. When Joe Biden was running, he said in 2020, he said his number one priority is the LGBTQ community. Why? Like, I'm just wondering, like, really why? Like, I'm wondering why. Like, why is that your number one priority when it's less than 1% of the population? Maybe you have a good reason, but I'm just asking why. And what JB's saying is you have all of our tax dollars going into this program, whether it's a program like this, whether it's a program for the migrants, whether it's a program for whatever. who decides what money is designated to these problems that we have in the world compared to solving maybe some mental health issues, solving homelessness? Like, why is it okay for Kamala Harris to jump up there and say she raised 1.4 billion, but then, and I know homelessness is obviously something that, you know, it's just not, you just throw money at it and you can fix it. But the amount of money that would have, it's, I don't know. Like I told y'all before, if I was one of these candidates, if I was Kamala Harris, and shout out to Shy, I see you in the building, Shy. If I was Kamala Harris or if I was Trump, half of the money that I would have raised, I would have just said, you know what? We know that we can spend this to, you know, perhaps try to quote unquote buy more votes. But instead, we're just donating it to all the areas that we want to improve. All these areas that we're talking about on our campaign trail. That's what we're going to take this money and donate to those causes right now. You get what I'm saying? So that would have been my strategy. How people can just raise this money and it not be accounted for, or be accounted for things that have nothing to do with prioritizing the health and well-being of Americans. I'm lost with you. I'm lost with you. I'm with you. So Uncompetitive wrote, Keith said he know that voice. Uncompetitive wrote, Big Pharma invented gender dysphoria to create new lines, to create a new illness that would become a new market, which was more profitable than mood stabilizer medicine. And this, this stuff happens. So it's right in front of our face. Like we will so easily, we'll say like, yo, used car salesman. We'll call them a snake, call them all this type of stuff. Maybe they deserve it. I don't know. But why is it so easy for us to see that the person selling us a car is trying to take advantage of us, but big pharmaceuticals, and when we go to the doctor's office and they're trying to prescribe certain medicine, have y'all ever asked them? We asked the car dealer, one of the main things I ask when I'm buying a car is, yo, you trying to sell me this Honda. Do you drive a Honda? Oh, no, I drive a Toyota. So what? Maybe you should ask some of those doctors, hey, is this the medicine you take? Is this what you would prescribe to your family members? Now, they may lie. It is what it is, but force them to lie. Force them to lie. Ask questions about it. We ask questions about all different types of stuff, about anything else that we're buying. Ask questions. You can be able, you'll be able to tell whether that person is being genuine or not. Instead, we just go with what everybody tells us to do, and we're so faddish. Like everything we do is just a part of a fad. It's like, okay, Ozempic. Now we all taking Ozempic. Like, or whatever it is, we all just have to do it. People, there's not as many free thinkers as there used to be, in my opinion, or that there needs to be, more importantly. Uncompetitive wrote, Big oil are huge donors to Republicans. Big pharma are huge donors to Democrats. I agree with you. I agree with you. I appreciate it, Mama Lay. All right, so let's move on. There was another video on Ozempic that I wanted to show y'all, but I think we can move on to All right, so while we're talking about healthcare, let's look at this Planned Parenthood video. Ew, it's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.